Yo, what is up? What is going on, my peeps? It's your boy Brian James Cordova here with another freaking review. So let's get this shit started, shall we? Today's review is going to be a hidden gem that I haven't seen in a long time. The last time I ever saw this movie, the movie's called Vampire Kiss, starring Nicolas Cage, plays Peter Lowe. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I remember seeing it one time in the early 2000s. This came out in the 80s, but I saw it in the early 2000s with my family a long time ago. And I just recently just watched it today. Um, what a throwback. This movie is a black comedy film starring Nicolas Cage as a New York literary agent who believes he is turning into a vampire after one night stand with a mysterious woman who's played by Jennifer Beals. The film follows his descent into madness as he exhibits erratic behavior, tormenting his secretary, Alva, played by Maria Conchita Alonso, and adopting vampiric traits, though it's often interpreted interpreted as a metaphor for loneliness and psychosis rather than a literal vampire story. Oops. Um, yeah, literal vampire story rather than a literal vampire story. It has gained a cult following largely due to Cage's famously. Give me 1 second. Yeah, as I was saying, this movie is largely due to largely due to Cage's famously unhinged and over the top performance, which has become a source of many internet memes. Oh man, I wish I knew about that earlier. The face that he does, like, yeah, I don't want to show it to you because it's freaking cringe. But if you want to know what it looks like, type up Peter Lowe's crazy face online, and you'll see what it looks like. It's basically memed a lot, and it's funny, you know. So the next time I see a meme like that on Facebook, I'm definitely sharing it. Um, yeah, I can honestly say that this movie is a great gem that I haven't seen in a long time. I wonder why. Why did I sleep on this after watching it just one time as a kid? I don't know. Yeah, Cage's the 1988 club classic may feature Cage's most unhinged performance, which is obviously saying something. Juggles satire, goofball comedy, and unexpected human tragedy with an assurance that is impressive as it intentionally discombobulating. If I said that correctly, I'm sorry. I'm bad with long words. I think of Vampire's Kiss as a screwy punk flip side of American Psycho. When he goes crazy. I don't know. At first in the movie, he's basically like this boss at an establishment in New York, and supposedly he tells Alva what to do and stuff like that because she works for him. Right. The first day, you know, he's like normal at first, and then that other night he was like going to the bar just to ask a girl out and started having her staying over at his place, and they ended up doing it with each other, and then there's some bat flying around, and then it scared his his new girlfriend and started running from him. running from the thing. Now I don't know about the bat, but this bat, I don't even know if it looks real or fake, but it looks like a fake bat to me. Maybe the bat was a vampire, um, that vampire lady. Yeah, so basically went to another he went to the bar the next time, and he met another girl that he also wanted to have her come over and do each other. But little did he know that she is the actual vampire, and just wanted to pleasure this guy. And started sucking his blood. He had a pleasure of doing that too, of having an affair with that woman. Then he's like pretty much feeling pretty weird since that night, and all of a sudden he's like talking to himself, like if someone's with him, in reality he's not, which is kind of a schizo type. He's always pretending that there's somebody with him when he's not, which is weird but funny. Yeah. So basically, you got, I don't know, him acting a little weird lately. He's a little crazy in this movie. He's like a little. I don't know. He's a goofball in this movie. He's just basically crying. He basically always ridiculing that lady Alva. There was one time that he chased her around and ended up being like, she's like saying stay away from me, and then she pulls out a gun, but she didn't have the courage to do that yet because she doesn't want to lose her job just because her boss is a little crazy. You know, this guy in later on as the movie goes, he turns out to be like some kind of like he's basically realizing that he thinks that he's turned into a vampire because of some girl, some lady that wanted that gave him. He said that he gave him power to become a blood sucking vampire. The next time he sees Alva, he's like pretending to be all nice and caring. In reality, he's not. I don't know. She basically was afraid of going to her workplace because of that because of Peter Lowe, being a little crazy in the office, and then she begged his brother to basically switch from real bullets to blanks, which is blanks on the gun. I don't know anything much about guns, but it's like a blank, meaning that those are fake bullets that scare people and stuff like that in case if you're in danger. That's what she was begging her brother about. Based, that's what she was begging her brother to switch real bullets to blanks. Yeah, they're basically a Hispanic brother sister. I don't know from what country. I'm guessing Mexican. I don't know. This is like pretty pretty fun ride. That makes me like wow. This movie is wild. It's wild in a good way. It's just something that I could see myself checking out again, even though this in reality is that this is my second time watching it tonight, and I still had a fun time watching it. It's incredible. It's a gem. It's a nice gem. Um, you know, the next time she deals with Peter, she starts to basically, I don't know, use Peter's in his office, kind of hallucinating about the vampire girl, and started to basically, get sucked off. No, not sucked. His blood thirsty. He's getting bloodthirsty all of a sudden, and then as soon as she saw, you know, Ava again, he basically found something that he asked him to do, is to find that record. I forgot what it was. What is it that she asked for? He wanted to ask. He was asking her for find something for him, and she finally find it. She finally found it, and then she basically started to realize that this guy is completely out of his mind, and he's like saying, "Too late this, too late that." Then he started chasing him again. It's freaking crazy. He's completely lost it, and basically just chases him out the building into like the bottom floor, and then she starts to pull out the gun and started using a blank bullets just to scare him away. And he's like, "Hit me, not the floor. Hit me, hit me, hit me." Right? It doesn't really hit him because it's not real bullets. It's blanks. And what she did is that he started to suck her off, suck her blood like an actual vampire, and he's completely lost his mind. Yeah. Then the next time, I don't know. And I mentioned that the girlfriend that he promised to meet, he basically walks away from her, his date. He said he needs to go to the bathroom, and then he just walked away from her like if he didn't care. Oh, because he was with the other girl, the vampire girl. That's why he left her. And she said that she did not want him calling her again. And then he said, "Give me another chance. I promise I won't disappoint you." She He agreed to basically meeting this girl, this other girl, to meet her at that place at 9 p.m. And he never made it because he was with the other vampire girl. And then he was sent a note on the napkin saying, "Stay out of my life," and he melted. He definitely broke down. Yeah. Um. Okay. What was that? Yeah. What I was saying is that Alva felt um really terrible. That she actually didn't feel right after that night by that was done wrong by Peter Lowe. you know, he actually likes to think that he's losing his humanity. In reality, he's just a lunatic. You know, playing, pretending to be some, assuming that he's turning to a real vampire. Especially, having those fake teeth, those plastic teeth that you buy for Halloween. He's actually trying to use that to be intimidating or something. He was at that dance club just to do whatever he wanted to do. Like he was trying to mingle some girl that was sitting in the corner, and then he basically was trying to, I don't know, hit on her, and then he started to get too far by touching her no areas and started slapping him, and then he started to lose his mind and started sucking her blood. And then you got the vampire girl coming back and saying that he totally fucked up because you killed her, and basically just leaves her. She just leaves him, and then she ends up being someone else. What a freaking loser! And then she's trying to tell everyone that she has teeth, vampire teeth. In reality, no one's buying it. They look at him as crazy. They kicked him out of the dance club. Then he started to lose more of his mind at the end of the movie. He's trying to lose his mind at the end of the movie. Into this delusion with the psychiatrist, saying that that he wanted to be different, and basically he said what he wanted to tell her, how he felt, and basically she said that she promised she wouldn't laugh, and then she started laughing at him, which is not what really happens in the session. They don't, counselors don't laugh at what you say because that's unprofessional, and they don't excuse this guy's behavior of raping his intern. Nor did they excuse patient actually murdering somebody. And she's like, "Oh, it's fine. People die every day. What is the big deal?" And what do you mean it's a big deal? That is a big deal. If you decide to kill someone, you are targeted for life. There's no escaping that. So, and then she gets introduced to a woman that he's never met before. It's assuming that they have something in common, and they have a lot in common and stuff like that. It's like she's introducing him to a girl that will easily fall into his lap, which is mostly all this thing that's going on is all in his head, and he's basically losing touch with reality. And then he pretends that he's inviting to a different girl, and then he starts to pretend that he's basically no longer being with her, and started arguing with her, saying that you want to be a vampire. Whatever happened to being normal and having a family? And then she tells her to get out. It doesn't even exist. And then you got the angry brother of the victim of Peter Lowe that wanted to settle something. That wanted to get some revenge against the one who wronged his sister. He found him at the right place at the right time. As soon as he came back to his apartment, he was like hiding his he was hiding his using his couch as a coffin, like he's laying under a coffin. And then as soon as he found him, he was already about to be. He was trying to stab himself with the wooden stake, a wooden plank that's used as a stake, and he just stabs him like that without even trying, and he just leaves him dead. And then that's it. That's the end of the movie. That's freaking wild. I don't have much. Not much. There's not much in the plot department, or at least until like they spring the twist on you. You know, but it's like dark, strange, and very funny. Like this movie, along with the Raising Arizona and Moonstruck, announced Nicolas Cage's enthusiasm for weird but deeply committed comic performances. Like I said earlier, this movie is a screwy punk flip side of American Psycho. It's like a vampire satire with a real bite. This movie to me was a hidden gem that I haven't seen in a long time. You know, I should be watching this more times because it's freaking gold at times. It's something that I can take. I can not take too seriously and just have fun with it. Well, I'm making this video a little too long, so I'll just end it right here. This movie is definitely fun to watch. If you haven't checked this out, please check it out. It's funny, and I'm never gonna forget about those internet memes that they put out. You know, that funny face that he makes, like that turned out to be a meme. Next time I see something like that on Facebook suggested, I'm definitely sharing it because it's funny. Anyways, this is my review for Vampire Kiss. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned for more videos. Yeah, nothing else I can say. Bye.